Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mace, coming to you from Canada. I'm in British Columbia. Today's video is titled, "What is Trump doing to an American?" Well, a lot of things. What is Trump doing to America specifically is the title, and the skit involves the novel 1984 by George Orwell, which ironically is often used by conservatives, and they don't really, I think, quite understand the book a lot of the times, specifically the way that they use it. But it's interesting, thinking about Orwell's writings. And listen, Orwell was a socialist. He even fought for it. That said, he, I think, was worried about the dangers of totalitarianism, especially as he wrote the book was directly after World War II. So Nazism, Stalinism, and the USSR, as well as Mussolini. He had seen the dangers of it. I think a more kind of accurate representation of kind of the things that we see now was written before 1984, a novel called Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, which envisions a society in which the totalitarian government does not have to work so hard. They don't have to have that leather boot on the face of the citizenry in perpetuity. It's a much softer control because the populace is continually, to put it simply, distracted, whether it is with these movie theaters that are envisioned in the book, orgies, as well as soma, the drugs that they're taking, and everybody's kind of lulled to sleep and not even aware of the totalitarian or authoritarian government that they're living in. Orwell's vision is much darker, much grittier. It also deals with, ideas of mass surveillance, paternalist governments, Big Brother is watching, right? Orwell and Animal Farm is also one of my favorites. But it's interesting trying to analyze 1984. I do think the novel's masterful. The writing is so good. The phrase is iconic. And it certainly is an incredibly important book, for sure. And the telescreens and I love how a lot of the characters, even their jobs, they deal with altering the official record of history or historical facts, or altering words that are deemed, unsuitable, or altering newspapers. And it's interesting thinking about that too, with the advent of social media and how much fake news, how much people, when they're arguing with others, they'll often cite something that's on the internet or an article or something like that. But it's interesting thinking into 1984, where there's censors behind the scenes that are altering and putting out the government-sponsored, the official record historically. Anyways, let's get into this. I'm not familiar with this woman, Julie Nolte.
So now I'm reading all the classics.
How could I forget?
Because before you thought Catcher in the Rye was about a baseball player in a bread factory. I still stand by the fact that that's a confusing title. Anyway, right now I'm reading 1984.
Oh yeah, I think I read that in high school. That one's about the dystopian world, right?
Oh,
Freedom
buddy,
is
it's
peace.
super dystopian. Like hardly even believable.
Freedom
like
is slavery.
this book is out there.
War is
really?
peace.
It's far-fetched. Hardly even readable in some parts. I'll read a page and be like, this is a bit much.
I remember it being really good, but I mean, maybe it didn't age well.
Definitely doesn't make sense
It
nowadays.
actually aged really well.
No, okay, so for starters, there's this leader who's got this massive ego and is desperate to have people worship him.
Okay.
No, he's like a sociopath.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he took over the government and does whatever he wants now. Like, is any of that legal? I don't think so.
Like he goes around Congress.
I haven't read the book in a while, but the quote unquote big brother, I don't think he even appears, or is it debatable whether or not it's actually a real person? Because
in what world?
Right.
Oh, and then, okay, so then there's this whole part where they just like steal people off the streets. Like they just take them and then like put them somewhere with no due process or like habeas corpus.
so she's like alluding to Trump and now the ICE raids.
And it's like, and they'll tell a whole like cockamamie story about this person and people just go along with it.
Darla, sorry. I'm going to stop you there. This is all feeling a little on the nose.
What are you talking about? This book was written decades ago. It's basically a fantasy novel.
Yeah, it's just that you're saying a lot of stuff that isn't fantasy.
No. Trust me, this book is a joke. Like, oh my God. Like, the government's got the most ridiculous slogans.
Well, that's, yeah.
And, oh my God, they do this like 2 minutes of hate thing
Yeah,
that just
the
like
2 minutes of
gets
hate.
everyone all riled up.
Is it cable news or is it social media?
What?
Never mind.
Oh, and they have these screens.
Where they control what people see and hear and are constantly watching civilians, tracking their interests, religious ideologies, and just general data.
Yeah, so you do remember it.
No, that was just a good guess.
Oh. Well, I don't even know if I can finish the book because it's hardly even believable. Like, honestly, it's just a bunch of rich guys at the top playing with people's lives like it's a board game.
Darla, do you read the news at all? Like, are you up to date on current events?
No, because I've been reading these classics. Like, War and Peace took me a year.
Yeah, okay, that adds up.
Why, should I?
I've never read War and Peace, Dostoevsky. What have I read? I have read some Dostoevsky, but I can't remember. I think I've read, what's it called? Damn it, I can't remember the title of it right now. Obviously, iconic Russian, very important author from the Russian romantic type kind of period. It's interesting, you know, the skit, it's pretty funny, the illusions that she's making. The satire is becoming more and more indistinguishable, I suppose. And the thing is, Trump is just kind of a symptom of, I think, the 21st century and social media age populism. The way ideas and events can spread like wildfire, especially things that aren't even true. And how much the media, and I'm not talking about news media specifically, but just media in general, social media can be used to manipulate people. Obviously, propaganda, going back to Goebbels and his ideas around being able to influence people. Crazy. And
No, I'd say you're pretty caught up.
Oh, okay, good. Next up is To Kill a Mockingbird, and honestly, I do not know if I'm ready for a bird murdering novel, but people say it's good, so.
Yeah, well, good luck.
Thank you.
What happens at the end of 1984?
it's
It had a happy
terrifying.
ending, right?
Winston gets
Yeah. Yeah, they got
lobotomied
the
or
revolution they were looking for.
tortured by O'Brien. Because you have to.
Well, that didn't turn out the way I had hoped,
Yeah,
but I'm
it's
sure the
not a
current
happy
American
ending.
crisis will work out just fine. On that note, there is a lot of news out there right now and some really polarized opinions, and if you're feeling overwhelmed, I get it. Hopefully the paid partner of today's video can help. Ground News. It's an app and website that helps you navigate the information you're being bombarded with and think critically about the news you're consuming. It gathers articles from over 50,000 sources
Okay, this is a
worldwide
bit of
and
an
shows
ad here.
context
We don't
such as
really-
political bias, how reliable the source protester who was detained.
Is that the end of the skit? Is the rest just an ad?
4% right. Each article is going to frame the story differently depending on its political leaning, and we can be full.
Okay.
Take a look at this left-leaning article, which frames the story as Mahmoud won his freedom. It also pokes fun at ICE, saying it once targeted human traffickers and now focuses on student protesters. Whereas, if we go over to the right, this Breitbart article very clearly chooses the wording anti-Israel in the headline, as opposed to saying pro-Palestinian. The more you dive into some of these comparisons, the more you'll realize how important but also influential certain verbiage is. You'll also realize why it's so important to get out of your own echo chambers. Thank God we don't have a solely state-controlled media like in this book, but it doesn't
It's propaganda 101.
mean you're getting a full perspective on the story unless you
gotta
actively
appeal to
seek
your
it out.
base.
The Nobel Peace Center has called Ground News an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. Try out Ground News for yourself. I'm giving you guys 40% off the Vantage plan, which gets you unlimited access to global news coverage for only $5
Okay,
a month.
the end of the video
This
was
offer
just a
is only
giant
available-
ad. which is fine. Not a big deal.
Julie. You can scan the QR code.
Yeah, let me know if you've read 1984. Have you read Brave New World? What's your opinions on them? The differences, the difference of opinions, and the different theories that each author were, proposing, their presuppositions about potential authoritarian governments. Brave New World is great. I need to reread that, actually. I've only read that one once. I've read 1980. I have a beautiful copy of 1984 with illustrations. It's absolutely wonderful. I need to pull that out and just get into it again. I think Orwell was such an incredible writer and had such a amazing grasp of language and ideas and propaganda and mass media and how it's used, exploited, and how it's used to exploit. So I think a very obviously influential, very important writer. I'm just thinking now of Christopher Hitchens. I don't know if any of you guys know him, and his absolute reverence for the works of Orwell. And I've read multiple Orwell books, The Road to Wigan Pier, the one Catalonia, and his kind of memoirs of actually fighting in the Spanish Civil War. Really, really stark, amazing stuff. Hope you all are doing amazing. I'd love to hear your comments down below about this video. And if you want to support the channel here, you can like, subscribe, comment down below. Appreciate it if you can do it. If not, it's okay too. And I also rap. I make music. Why don't we do a rap, actually? Speaking of raps, let's get it, man. I'm here for it. Let's find a beat. Let's just fucking go, man. Give me it. Give me it. Yeah, at the drop of a hat I can rap. That's a fact, I go on the attack. At the drop of a hat I can rap. At the drop of a hat I can rap. Let's go after all of these rats. What can we do with searching for facts? I can't rap right now, but I gotta relax. So sit back, I'm telling you to relax. Strap on your seatbelt, I mean well, and I feel great. When I'm on the mic, I don't hesitate. I gotta elevate, I might levitate way above you. I'm off the ground, but I'll still hug you. I'll give you a helping hand off the ground if you need it. Listen to the sound of my voice, I'm not impeded by any type of propaganda or negativity. I gotta do the shit willingly. When I'm on the mic roll, I never want to go psycho. Or maybe I am, I'm kinda like Michael Myers from Halloween. Is that Halloween? Yes it is. That's a fact that I mean. In my brain I'm insane. My cranium is made of titanium. You can't bash it in. My weapons are like the ones from Kroll. They're never dull. Spinning around, they slice it up, dice it up. When I'm in the kitchen making something so delicious, what am I fixing? I'm not sure, but it's got veggies. Yes, you better eat them. I'm hedging my bets that you got a hedge fund and you're trying to make money, but money's not funny. What am I talking about when I'm talking about money? I'm talking about knowledge in your brain, food for thought. I get insane when I'm on the mic. I don't want my brain to rot. I want my brain to explain to myself. I got dual personalities, dual shock controller. When I'm on a microphone, I'm gonna roll over all of these rappers. They thinking that they can capture what I am after, but the factor is absolutely different than what you were expecting. I'm expecting to be the best, irrespective of what you're saying. You gotta get reflective. I know I'm introspective, I lost my breath a bit. At the drop of a hat, I said I can rap, and that is a fact. I go on the attack. That's the way that I do it. I'm coming through and I'm fluid like water in the river in the middle of winter. I'm gonna make you shiver with all of these words I deliver. Yeah, I'm built different. That's the way that I'm living. Just like a lion, I'm roaring, but also like a cat, I'm pouring. Yeah, like the rain, I'm pouring down. I can get abhorrent. Listen to the sound. Shout out to George Orwell. Peace.